And this is now back here. These two people, right, this person is here.
No, you don't have to worry.
They
I think you're
have
just
to
worried
come
about
up.
this room.
Right,
These
these
guys would
guys will
all-
always
yeah.
have to come up there.
Yeah, but I would assume they would know. But
Those 4 people who signed that agreement, is that agreement filed in the county clerk's office
That's what
with each individual deed for those 4 people?
It's not necessary to file it with each individual deed, but I'm told, I don't know this for sure, but I'm told that the agreement between those landowners has been filed.
But if I'm one landowner, and it's not filed on my deed, how do I know if,
It's filed under your name,
okay.
and that's how the records are served in the county clerk's office. So if your name is on the agreement and there's a search done to the title of your property,
Mhm.
it will show up.
1, 2, 3.
But it won't be an addendum to my deed.
No, no, but it will show up in your title.
But wouldn't I want it to be an addendum to my deed?
Probably.
If you
Yeah.
wanted
If I
to
were a
pay,
property owner?
if you wanted to pay for it, yeah, you could.
Because we use it.
Well, then what would you do? Oh,
Just a second.
you know, they'll have a gate across there, you can't go up there.
No, I promise that gate's not gonna stop anybody. You're gonna find a way around to go across the hill.
Hopefully not in somebody's field though.
No, when we go up there, everybody sticks to the field roads. It's usually when you see those groups of people going, there's 20, 30 people at a time. Everybody just sticks to the field
I don't
roads.
have a copy of it. Jerry's looking at her.
No luck?
Fiddle?
I haven't gotten anything.
It's around here
back
somewhere.
yet.
Okay, well,
So what would be stopping us from going with, just sticking with the qualified abandonment?
I just have the one,
You can always abandon it down the road.
right, see if that helps them, then.
See how bad.
What was, Richie gonna put there? What sign? Abandoned, road abandoned,
thank you for them.
I'm sorry?
No,
not
here's one.
maintained, so people know?
I don't know what he was gonna put up there.
Okay.
We talked about that a little bit, I think,
Right,
last
you
month.
had said that Richie could put a sign up there, so he could put a road abandoned, road not maintained, so people
Road
wouldn't go
not
that way.
maintained, yeah.
And they could still put a gate across there, they just don't lock it, you know, it has to be able to swing, but see if that works and try to qualify. Because we don't have that agreement paperwork.
We have it.
Oh, it's here somewhere, it just,
Yeah, I thought it was put to bed and I filed it, but what I filed it under, I thought I had a folder that said Oilwell Hollow, but I don't, so it's probably under highway or something and I'll find it. Just a little bit.
so we're tabling this until next month?
So if you do the qualified, they'd still be able to gate it, you just can't lock it.
Well, they can put a gate up if one owner owns on both sides of the road.
And that doesn't happen there, right?
I don't think so.
I don't think right there, no. You should.
No, I think they're
That's
all
the
on,
other,
they're not,
Wolf
nobody
bangers.
owns on the opposite side, they're all on one side or the other. Yeah.
I don't know, I personally think you just leave it at the qualified and leave the road the way it has been for however long it's been like this. And just leave it alone. And just do the qualified abandonment.
See what happens.
With the new description?
For the location?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, 'cause we put that in there the last time to start at his address. That's what we said.
Yeah, but I don't think you said anything about Campbell Road, I don't. recall
1
that
mile.
being on there.
We said 1 mile.
Yeah, it's a
From
different,
the
Oil well hollow, yeah,
It's a
that was
different
the
description now.
resolution, yeah.
Mm.
and that would include Campbell Road?
To the Wayland Town.
If you wanna go all the way to the Wayland Town line. That's so blurry, you can't see it.
Commencing at a point where Oil Well Hollow Road is intersected by Campbell Road, and continuing thence in a northeasterly direction a distance of 1 mile is what we had in our notice.
That's all Campbell Road. Cause the plows stop right here somewhere in the wintertime. I think right there's a turnaround. Like the qualified. I think you just leave it the way it is, qualify it. You just need the new verbiage.
New description.
Yep. What's everybody else think?
I think we'd be better off abandoning it, because we don't wanna maintain it. Nobody else uses it, they're not gonna stop ATVs or whoever goes up there now. They go wherever they want around here, as we all know.
That's what I said, I mean, do the qualified abandonment. Then they don't have the right to put the gate across and lock it, right?
If you do qualify, then.
Yeah, now there's a quirk in that if the road has been not open as a public way for 6 years, it's automatically abandoned.
Well,
It's
it
been like
hasn't
that.
been, yeah,
I'm
it's
sorry?
been,
It's been longer than 6 years.
no. It's been,
Well, he just said last month Lowe's came down it, so somebody came
scary.
down it, I know it.
Yeah, section 205 of the highway law starts out by saying, every highway that shall not have been opened and worked within 6 years from the time it shall have been dedicated to the use of the public or laid out shall cease to be a highway. So it's an automatic thing.
That's been,
no, Steuben is where the abandonment is starting, so that's where the Lowe's use the road.
oh. So do we have to do anything if technically clear, say anything?
Yes.
Okay.
Town superintendent, with the written consent of a majority of the town board, shall file and cause to be recorded in the town clerk's office of the town a written description signed by him and by said town board of each highway and public right-of-way so abandoned, and the same shall thereupon be discontinued. So, yeah, you do have to do something, but not a whole lot.
Did the county say anything about,
They need a better description.
they just needed a better description, so the county could just say you can't abandon it, right, cause they have the
Yeah,
final
they
say.
can, yes. They can't?
No, there's two different abandonments. One is just an outright abandonment, and the
No,
other is.
right, but the qualified, she's saying if
With
the
a
qualified,
qualified
they could.
abandonment, the county highway superintendent needs to hold a public hearing, and he or she needs to make a determination that the qualified abandonment is in the public interest and property owners will not be harmed as a result of it.
I would make a motion that we abandon Oil Well Hollow, or do the paperwork, as David just pointed out, from 3363 Oil Well Hollow to, how do we say that, the Campbell Road,
To the
yeah,
town
the
line.
town, Wayland to Lago Town Line Road.
Well, it's 200 feet east of the driveway of 3363 Oil Well Hollow Road.
Because that's where your turnaround is.
I'm sorry?
That's where the turnaround is.
That goes beyond the turnaround, yeah.
So,
We'll reword this time.
Second your motion.
Further discussion.
that would be where it turns into Campbell Road.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed? Carried. So you'll do the paperwork for Richie to sign and the town board to sign?
Yes, all I have to do is change the description to be abandoned. Because I had it, I just took a shot and just had it starting at Goldthwaite's northwest corner, but that's not where it's gonna start. It's gonna be farther to the west, so I can make that change and get that over here sometime tomorrow.
Okay,
Yep. Can do that.
thank you. Done. The library shed and the ANC property. The library would like to be able to put up their shed. You might as well sit here for this.
Come back.
And, we now know that that shed would be placed on town property. So David's been involved in what some options are, and I'll let him take it over.
Well, I guess there are two options. Dave Simolo has prepared a sketch of the ANC property and town property and the encroachment. Two ways that this could be resolved. One is by a boundary line agreement, and the other is by a deed of conveyance. And looking at the map, have folks seen this? Everybody
Yes, I sent it to the town board.
has a copy of it?
Yes.
Okay. A boundary line agreement, well, it's 6 of one and a half a dozen of the other. Boundary line agreement is gonna fix the property lines according to what David has on his sketch. A deed of conveyance will do the same thing. He has a note on the map that says deed overlap. And I haven't spoken with him, but I think what he means by that is the property as described to ANC, the actual property line encroaches a bit onto what is owned by the town. And so a boundary line agreement would be a good way to fix that problem as well, so that you would eliminate the overlap. The town and ANC would agree. I mean, I would recommend having it surveyed, going beyond what David has sketched, and have a boundary line agreement, if this is something the board wants to pursue. A boundary line agreement according to what Dave Simolo has put on a survey map. And that would eliminate the deed overlap, and it would eliminate the encroachment of the addition that's on the back end of the library.
Rick, say that again?
I'm sorry?
Say that again? What about the addition on the back side?
It's encroaching onto town property by about 16 and a half feet.
Correct. For 21 years.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's a situation that needs to be resolved.
The other issue that I was bringing up was that the library wants to put a shed that is a temporary structure on land that is town land. And is there some way we can lease it to them for $1, something so they can go ahead, and they've already.
You see, there's been some earthwork over there.
Yes, but the ANC directors have asked the library board to cease until the property issue has been resolved. I mean, I don't think that there's an emergency situation for that building, so the ANC directors have asked the library board to hold off on any further construction until this issue is solved.
What is that shed gonna?
David, can I fill the
The shed
board
is
in?
going to house just an extension off the back door with a deck, which the ANC board did agree to, thinking, and in that process of agreeing to let the